And a warm welcome, everyone, to my Sunday morning chat, Conscious Eating and Conscious Living. And today is part 2 of looking at those weeds in your garden. Last week we learned about the first 5. Today is 5 more. And as always, this is information only. Do your own research, be your own health guru. We are in charge of our own bodies. And this world was created with us and all the plants and those that heal, and ancient civilizations use them um, for a long time. And science is, well, it's taken a few thousand years to catch up. And that's okay. Um, some people like to have that scientific proof. Others, a 5,000-year-old knowledge is good. But check it out for yourself. And yeah, and also do the muscle testing because our bodies are so different. And not only that, it takes time. When we haven't had those plants for, some of us probably centuries, then we need to build up the microbiome to match those new plant essences that we're eating, so that it knows how to digest it. And okay, this is good for such and such, and this is good for such and such, and to get out to our body to bring balance and harmony to our physical body. So, edible rebels, aka weeds, healing wild plants, you have been pulling out. First one is creeping Charlie, and that's a glaucoma heteroaceae, and it's also called ground ivy. This aromatic creeping herb is part of the mint family, mildly bitter with a grassy mint flavor. It supports digestion, lung health, and acts as a mild expectorant and anti-inflammatory. Traditionally used in medieval Europe to clarify beer, called alehoof, before hops became common. Herbalists valued it for lung congestion, tinnitus, and gently detoxifying the kidneys. Anglo-Saxon texts name it among the 9 sacred herbs. There you go. And gentle first taste recipe, Creeping Charlie herbal tea. Take 4 to 5 small fresh leaves, a cup of hot water, steep for 5 to 10 minutes, strain, and sip slowly. Grape blended with lemon balm or mint for taste. Avoid if pregnant or if sensitive to the mint family. The seed availability, it's rarely sold as seed due to its invasive nature. Foraged carefully or transplanted by runners, it can root easily. The next one, number 7, is red clover, Trifolium pratense. About the plant, this familiar pink-purple blossom is rich in phytoestrogens, blood-cleansing flavonoids, and minerals. It supports skin health, hormonal balance, and detoxification. And somebody was commenting on this purple clover, because and how it's harder to find. And when I went on my walk yesterday, probably 90% of the clover was the white clover. And I saw a few little patches of the purple. And as kids, we used to pull out the little flower piece and suck on it because it tasted like honey. Now, the traditional use in Europe and Native American herbal traditions, it was used to cleanse the blood, support respiratory health, and relieve skin conditions like eczema and acne. Common in Appalachian folk medicine, used as a tea in rural midwifery circles. And gentle first taste recipe, the red clover blossom tea, 1 to 2 dried or fresh blossoms, 1 cup of hot water, steep for 10 minutes, strain, and sip warm or chilled. Mild, grassy, sweet flavor. Begin with a half a cup for the first tasting. Avoid in high estrogen conditions or during pregnancy unless you have been advised by your caregiver. And seed availability, yes, it's available from strictly medicinal seeds, West Coast seeds, and Reichter's herbs, and Baker Creek occasionally. Next one is shepherd's purse, Capsella bursa pastoris. Now, it was named for its tiny, heart-shaped seed pods. This plant supports blood vessel tone and regulates bleeding. Mild, peppery taste, traditionally used for heavy menstruation, nosebleeds, and postpartum healing. Traditional use used in Chinese traditional medicine and by midwives in Europe. In World War II, dried shepherd's purse was used to stop battlefield bleeding when pharmaceuticals were unavailable. Gentle first taste recipe, sprinkle raw or cooked 2 to 3 young leaves or pods used to add to soup, an omelet, or rice dish just before serving. Use young greens, raw or lightly cooked, like arugula. Try a nibble first. It's spicy and peppery, like mustard greens. And yes, you can get seeds for it, strictly medicinal seed, Reichter's herbs, and some permaculture exchanges are foraged from seed pods. Now, mallow is the next one, Malva neglecta or sylvestris. And this is mild, mucilaginous, and gut soothing. Mallow leaves and flowers are edible and calming. It helps cool inflammation in the digestive tract and the skin. And the leaves have a soft lettuce-like texture. Traditionally, highly regarded by ancient Greeks, Romans, and Middle Eastern herbalists, used as both food and medicine for coughs, sore throats, and digestive irritation. An ingredient in traditional wild spring soups. And your gentle first taste recipe, mallow leaf wrap, 2 to 3 fresh, tender mallow leaves, a scoop of cooked rice or mashed sweet potato, sprinkle of sesame seeds, and use fresh leaves as mini wraps or blend into a green soup. Can also be steeped into tea to soothe the gut lining and dry cough. And seed availability, yes, sold as common mallow or dwarf mallow from West Coast seed, strictly medicinal seed, and Baker Creek. And our last one is wild violet, Viola SPP. And about this little plant, tiny little flower, known for their heart-shaped leaves and edible purple flowers, wild violet supports lymphatic cleansing, inflammation reduction, and skin health. Leaves are cooling and flowers are high in vitamin C. I wonder how many flowers you'd have to eat to get a good dose. That I'll leave up to you to research. And traditional use used in European folk medicine and Ayurvedic practices for lymphatic drainage and skin eruptions in Appalachia and Eastern Europe. Violet syrup was made for colds and coughs. How about that? Gentle first taste recipe, a violet flower honey drizzle. 5 to 6 fresh violet flowers, a tablespoon of raw honey. Mash the flowers gently into the honey and let it sit for 24 hours. Use 1/4 teaspoon at a time in a tea or on toast. Leaves can also be added to a salad or pesto in tiny amounts. And yes, it's available, but it's tricky to germinate. Look for Viola odorata, sweet violet, carried by Richter's herbs. Strictly medicinal seeds, wildflower specialty catalogs. So thank you for joining me today. Have a look around your garden. What magical wonders do you have for you to help healing you? And you can always, if you go to my app, Authentic Sacred Design, I've got like how to for the pendulum for testing, is it, and I've got, so the pendulum can be anything. This one's a ring and something else, and it can be on a string. And the videos demonstrate how you can test if whatever it is you're going to eat, vitamins, food, if it's what your body needs at the moment or the next day or the next day. Sometimes it changes. And I will have this information on my app probably under body and yeah, healthy body. And so thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. So be well, be healthy, love yourself. Just give yourself just a gorgeous self-love hug. Mm. And until next time, uh, follow your inner guidance. Toodaloo.